So my module 4 video for EDT 520. Just a quick heads up and want to apologize. I lost my voice earlier this week and it's not quite back yet. Background on me, I teach 7th and 8th grade social studies in a more rural setting in out here in Maine. So, title, middle schoolers and brains, right? A classic combo. They're always using their brains, not always for good. One of the things I got from the reading that I thought was interesting is information overload and how like you can oversaturate yourself with too much information. It can make it hard to make decisions. You know, your brain can kind of shut down on you. The reading you talked about like bringing on anxiety, things like that. And, you know, you see that. And I don't think it's not that I didn't know that. It's just that it's not something that's been in the forefront of my mind. I think I need to make sure I keep that in mind because I walk a double-edged sword as a history teacher. Everything I talk about is information, right? People, dates, countries, events. So I got to make sure that I'm limiting the amount of information I'm sending to them so they're not getting overloaded. Because one of the things I learned that I didn't know is that the frontal cortex, the frontal lobe, isn't going to be fully developed sometimes until you're 25 years old. I mean, you graduate from college and you have a full-time job at that point, and your brain's not fully developed. So my 12, 13, and 14-year-olds, they're definitely not there. So I think it's good. It's something for me to keep in mind as I'm, you know, making lessons and stuff like that, trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my kids. We live in the digital age, right? All of our students have phones and tablets and computers and apps and notifications and alerts. They're overloaded, right? We talked just about information over. They're overloaded with too much information that they're getting from the personal devices. And so my aha moment didn't really come from the information this week, but more from something that happened in class. I instituted a phone jail. And one of my students at the end of the first day said, "Hey, I had a lot less anxiety today. I wasn't worried about, you know, if my phone was going off, it was something bad or negative or anything like that. And I was able to focus more." It's like, yeah, you know, you're untethered from your phone. It's a good thing. It's a freeing thing. It's liberating, right? Um, Talking about Dr. Christie's 6 C's when it comes to evaluating apps, collaborate, critique, and contextualize are the three I really identified the most with. I really like Google Drive, and I feel like it really helps best show them what working with and collaborating with people when as adults is going to be. You're not going to be sitting side by side somebody. You're probably going to be working over some kind of an app. And also the teacher in me, the social studies teacher in me loves Cami because you can annotate and work on PDFs, and that kind of helps me out a lot. Tying this all back into the framework of the class, I feel like the material we talked about this week really enhances the 4 C's as far as like creativity and collaboration. When it comes to SAMR, once you get above substitution, it's really student controlled, which I like. And they can take ownership and make it intrinsically motivated, which means they're going to get more from it. And then finally with TPAC, you know, I got to stay ahead of the curve. I got to make sure that I'm figuring out what apps are best and trying to make sure that I'm setting up the environment of my classroom so that it's productive and it's going to be best for all students involved. So that's all for I got for you guys. Thanks, and I'll talk to you guys later.